Hey, everybody. Come on. I found it. The show's about to start.
I'm Rod Harder, and he's Vinny Dappio, and you're listening to the Specialty Marketing Consultants Profit Lab podcast. Howdy, everybody. Welcome back. Rod Harder here with my pal, Vinny Dappio.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be back with you all.
Let's dive right in today, man. Let's get into the subject at hand. What is it today?
Today, we want to talk about persistence. Actually, turning persistence into pay dirt. Because let's have an understanding of the word persistence.
Okay.
If you use it as an adjective, like, you're a most persistent young man.
Right.
It could be a lasting or enduring, like the persistent aroma of that rose. Or it could be something that's continued, like there's a persistent noise I'm hearing. Persistent kind of ties in with what we've been saying about being in a long-haul commitment.
Right. And as it relates to being a small business owner, persistence is everything. It's probably one of the top 2 or 3 keys to making marketing work. You cannot send something out to a list of prospects or whatever it may be, a letter, a postcard, anything that you're doing in the way of advertising, send it out there once and then lean over with your hand over the phone ready for it to ring. It doesn't work that way.
That's exactly right. Being in the game for the long haul has to be apparent and upfront in order for any kind of marketing plan or marketing campaign to work for you.
Right. You know what it means? Persistence means making yourself a deal, a promise, a declaration that you're never going to quit. You're never going to give up.
That's the persistency that we're talking about. You can't decide, well, I'll try this a couple of times. If it doesn't work, I'll move on to something else.
Right.
That is not the way to successfully market and advertise your business.
Brian Tracy says that you and I don't have enough time on this planet. We're not going to live long enough to learn all this stuff on our own. The best thing to do to create success is to find the people who have already done what you want to get good at and just copy them. Persistence falls under that realm because you want to stay persistent in marketing. And the best model is to just look at the people who are already doing well, and there's no exception. Persistence is a part of the core pillar of their success.
That's a great point, Rod. We've seen clients that they get started and they see results in the first few weeks. Each business is going to be unique and each one will carry different priorities, but there's always one common thread, and it was their persistence.
Yeah. You might wait longer to see a massive change in your business. It doesn't always happen that way. You may get lucky.
True. Let me give you a quick story. We brought on a new client last week, and we had a great phone interview. When we bring on new clients, we call them, and we record a conversation for a good hour or so. This way we get chock full of good facts and figures about their business and which direction they want to take it in. And we also get a good retrospect of our client's personality because, after all, what have we been preaching? You got to write your copy with his personality or her personality.
Exactly.
So keeping that in mind, at the end of our conversation, everything was great. They loved what they heard. The marketing campaign was right up to what they were looking for. And then we turned around and said, okay, now let's discuss the follow-up letters.
Right. The key is, we keep going back to that word, the big P word, persistence.
And buddy, it's one of the most overlooked areas in the world of lead generation. Even the best copywriters in the world swear by following up and keeping persistent. If you're going to decide to send out any kind of a sales letter, first, of course, let's make sure you're sending it to the right people. Remember we talked about that huge net?
Right.
Make your net smaller. Don't fish in the ocean. Fish in the pond. That's when, to just get back to the client that we were on the call with, we decided that, we're going to send their sales letter to their top 100 prospects. When we say their top 100 prospects, we're not talking about that $4 list you could buy where they give you 5,000 names from the Yellow Pages. We're talking about truly pre-qualified prospects. You send it out to those 100. Then after 10 days, you send the exact same letter with some slight changes in the verbiage to anyone who has not responded to your first mailing. Then, 10 days after that, you're going to send your third mailing. Once again, it's that same single-page sales letter, which, by the way, the client only pays for once. And then there's some verbiage changes that may have a new hook with something that gives it more feel of finality. Like, you got to act on this now. Hello? Do you hear me?
The mistake so many businesses make is let your personality come through. And these are all sort of things that we can cover with you either in a consultation, if that's what you were to ask for, or you can go to our website where all this free information is there for you to sort through and sort of work on through. How many tutorials do we have, buddy? Dozens, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're out there.
And it's all free.
That's the key. Again, what do we preach to our clients? Give them something of value for free. That's what we try to do with our website at specialtymarketingconsultants.com. But before we go any further, we've been talking about the initial letter, the follow-up letter, the 20-day letter, the everything. Let me just give you one this is a red flag. Hear the sirens go off. And don't go any further until you remember this important fact. There are 2 strict rules to being persistent. Rule number 1, never turning being persistent into being a pest.
Exactly.
And Rod, what's rule number 2?
Refer to rule number 1.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. You have to be persistent in a way that's pleasing or rewarding to your target market.
Right.
Never become a pest or a bother. One of the more successful sales tools that we like to place in all of our clients' marketing arsenal is the newsletter.
Right. I suppose the newsletter, if you had to have one marketing piece that really is the game changer based on all the clients that we have, all the people that we interact with, it would have to be a newsletter because it is your personality in print every month, going into your client's mailbox, being opened when it's convenient for them, and over a series of months, more and more of your business personality begins to come through, and you're what they call top-of-mind awareness.
Well, just go to the website. You'll see all the testimonials. We've got clients that send newsletters to non-existing customers for clients, and the point being, after that third sales letter and maybe even a phone call, if you're still not getting a response from these leads, keep sending them your newsletter. It's a matter of $1 a month to keep that newsletter going to those prospects because you might not hear from them in 30 days, but we have examples of people that had no response from their sales letters per se. However, 6 months later, that account that they were trying to nail back in November gives them a call in March saying, hey, we're interested in your product now. Well, you never responded to my letters. Oh, no, we've been getting your newsletter. Because of that, it sparked her interest. She was in their next sales meeting and said, hey, wait, right. I know someone that's probably going to be able to handle this for us. And the newsletter ended up generating a lead for them, and they got the business.
The newsletters are just part of the persistent package. You mentioned something earlier about your 100 list. I can't remember exactly how you worded it, buddy. But there's a gentleman, some of our listeners may know the name, Chet Holmes. He's a very successful marketer. Wrote a book a few years ago called The Ultimate Sales Machine. And yes, Chet Holmes talks about your Dream 100 list. And I want to talk about that a little bit as it relates back to persistence. He says, as many other top marketers say, that persistence will open doors that you never thought possibly could be opened. And if you are consistent, persistent, and pig-headed about hell or high water, come hook or crook, you've got your list of, say, 50 or 100 or 200, define that list as the people that if you had them as customers, if you had them as clients, it would change your whole business. And just get that list and start marketing to them once a month. That's
excellent. That is the exact point behind persistence and staying in it for the long haul. Look at sports. Just because a guy is having a bad week this week and he's not batting .320, they don't kick him out of the team, do they? They let him work on it. They do some coaching with him. They help him fine-tune his game. And next thing you know, the following month, the guy's batting .320 again. And it's persistence.
It is persistence. And since you bring up the sport analogy, I like to look at that as anything that you want to get better at. Whether you want to be a better golfer, you want to learn how to fly a plane, you want to be a better dancer, whatever it is, you can find somebody who is a teacher or a coach who can make you better. Want to play the guitar better? Get a music teacher. You want to learn how to market your business? Hook your wagon to people who know how to do that. For some reason, buddy, I don't get it, but most people never associate their business with getting better and hiring somebody who can accelerate that process. Because like I said earlier in this call, we don't have time to learn everything we want to get good at by ourselves.
Exactly. And one of our podcasts, buddy, even covers the fact of when we were talking, we have a podcast about raising the bar. Don't just settle for the status quo. Right. You'll see it in there. People that are extremely successful, even they still go out and look for that next mentor, that next person that'll help them make that ceiling just a bit higher, make that carrot a little further out. So what if you're comfortable at whatever you're making a year? There are ways to make more and doing less, as crazy as that sounds.
Well, that's the magic formula that, Michael Gerber talks about in his book, is McDonaldizing your business with systems. And that goes back to our 3 pillars, how to attract them, how to convert them, and how to keep them. And if you will look at your business as 3 little marketing businesses within your business, once you put that together and spend a couple of months working and developing each one of those pillars, it's a game changer.
Yeah, and if you're doing this alone, which some of you are, that's not an easy task, and I've got a lot of respect for you for doing that. The Internet is chock full of information, and I don't mean just stuff people post wherever. You could find some very valuable, credible information on the Internet. Have someone in your company, if you've got a larger staff, let's say, you might want to give someone the authority to go out and find a way to attract, find a way to convert, find a way to keep. Make them in charge of this. Make their homepage at work, www.specialtymarketingconsultants.com, and every morning they could refer to that and get on their way with making your business bigger and more profitable, because now you're doing it all internally.
That's a good point. And to sort of hang on your coattails with that thought, Vinny, make sure if you do have a spouse or a significant other or a neighbor or a brother-in-law, make sure they buy into this world of direct response. Because if they don't, and you hand them something that you've learned either through our website or by educating yourself about the world of copywriting and direct response marketing, they're not going to get it. They're not going to understand it, and they're going to tell you to revert back to that starchy corporate letter or a website that looks like it was, it's for IBM. That will run people off quicker than anything. Talking about going back a minute to that dream list 100. We use the word 100, but it can be 25. It can be 50. We're getting ready to market to a group of 15. But you know what? We're not going to stop. So get that list together, compile that list, make yourself a promise, a declaration that you're never going to let off the gas. I don't care if it's 6 months or 9 months or a year that you don't hear from these people. Start mailing them a newsletter and get them a monthly marketing letter off, and you know what? You're going to see some of those people come around. You can do things like add grabbers. You know what grabbers are? Those are envelopes that have something lumpy inside that when you receive it, you hand it to the boss or you pass it along. You know, it may come into the office assistant or it may be going to the secretary, and they think, wow, what's in there? I better give it to the boss.
Oh, and yeah, you definitely spark their attention. You know, people are like cats, curiosity. Curiosity will make them look.
Absolutely. And if somebody gets something lumpy like that, they know that, hey, I want to look in here. If you're our age, you remember Cracker Jacks. And the excitement of Cracker Jacks certainly wasn't that popcorn that was in there.
Heck no, it was that stupid whiz ring. You remember that one?
That stupid little gift that was in there.
You put it on your finger and I loved that when I was a kid.
But that was probably the original grabber, the original thing. And if you are sending a starchy white envelope with your business logo on there and the company getting that doesn't know who you are, it's going into the solicitation trash can.
Well, the great circular file.
That's it.
That's what we used to call it.
Think about your Dream 100 list, compile it, and make yourself a promise. Go look yourself square in the mirror and say, once I start this, I'm never going to give up on it. And you will get some of these people to come around. I promise you will. Don't give up. It will pay off for you.
Using the right tools, targeting the right audience, and being in it for the long haul, that's when you'll truly be turning persistence into pay dirt.
Great. Well said. Well said. I want to encourage you, since you're listening to this now, you are making a serious investment in your business. For whatever reason, you're here and you're listening to this. We applaud you. We thank you. And the least we can do is give you the tools and the resources to get better at what you want to get better at. This isn't theory. It's not pie-in-the-sky stuff. This is tested and proven marketing strategies that work because we're all, as human beings, wired the same way. We respond emotionally to things that we see. We may make a decision with our spouse based on logic, but when we buy something, it's really about emotion. And that's all this is. It's a process of seduction. It's business seduction and attracting people. And we love what we do, and we just want you to be a part of it. And being a part of that means helping you any way we can. So don't hold back. Go to our website. Download as much of that free stuff as you want, because we take great pride in sharing it with you.
Do us a favor. When you go to specialtymarketingconsultants.com, are you being compelled to read it completely? Are you going from the top and ending up at the bottom looking for more? That's exactly our point. The way we write copy on our website is exactly the way we write copy for our clients. It makes people pick up the piece and they want to continue reading. Now, you can do us a big favor. If you've been going to our website and you like it, thank you. Send us an email with some comments or testimonials. If there's something there that you feel, this really didn't grab me, let us know. Let us know. We'd be more than willing to listen.
Yeah, we want your feedback. We're building a community. We want energetic, like-minded people who want to get better, and we're building that whole platform here in Florida, and we're reaching out to the rest of the world for that matter. Let's do this together. We're all better off working as a team than we are in an isolation chamber.
That's the truth. That's what do we do in our mastermind groups, Bud?
That's right. It's collaboration.
Everybody sits there. We get 2 or 3 local business owners, and everybody gets their hour or so to say, here's what I'm doing. How can I do it better? Every mastermind group we've done, guarantee another business owner will say, I tried that and tried doing this little twist at this point and this, and that. Meanwhile, he's in the carpet business, and the other person is in the real estate business, and the other person is in the medical field.
Right.
And they realize, wow, that one little twist, that niche, it works everywhere as long as you turn it into something that's about the customer you're trying to reach.
I really personally believe that we're part of a very special club. And membership has its privileges, as American Express used to say. And we want your participation in this to be special. And we're going to continue. Talk about persistent. We're going to be persistent with our website to give you all the tools and resources to make you a better and more successful marketer. Okay, Vinny, why don't you give everybody your pearls of wisdom before we go?
The folks here at Specialty Marketing Consultants, we love your ears. Thank you for letting us borrow them for a while.
Wow, pretty profound. Hey, take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.